Thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today so we can go through a little bit of what makes us different and special. I'm going to have Kyle Hershey, our COO, go through a little bit of a demo on exactly how the software looks and feels, and show some leads as well, some live examples of our leads. And then we'll pass it over to Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 27 years of experience, to talk a little bit more about the support and the meetings and the structure that we have in place for our team. So to explain a little bit more about what makes us different, let me go ahead and share my screen. And hopefully most of you have checked out this page before or checked out the video that's on this page. But let me explain a little bit more, from my own mouth, what exactly we mean here when we talk about what makes us different. And then we'll get into the compensation, and then I'll pass it over to Kyle for a live demo. So most of you are probably here because you've heard that we're about leads. That's really our main thing. We have unlimited mortgage leads. We're all about the training, which Jose will go over a little bit. And we're all about our software that is built for us, by us, exactly for what we do here. And we do things a little bit differently. So that's kind of our main things. And again, Kyle will go over the software. Jose will go over the training. And I'll talk a little bit about the leads and how everything works. So the bullet points kind of here is what makes us different. Again, we're a non-delegated correspondent, and we're all about the tools. We've been building these tools for about 4 years, our software platform, and found the best combination that works best. So we're all about growing your pipeline with leads and having options. So that's why we've picked the non-delegated correspondent channel. We feel that's the best business model. We've built this team at an FDIC bank, which is great. You can do all 50 states, but a lot of limitations, right? We've built this team at a broker shop with a lot of options, but you lack some of the flexibility and control. We built this team under non-delegated and delegated, and found that the best combination is non-delegated. And really that's because we have over 4,500 programs with our 32 correspondent investors, where we're the lender. We have a lot of control and a lot of flexibility, but if we need to find a special program, we still are able to broker. So we have over 70 wholesale lenders that we can broker our loans to if we want to still wear our broker hat, if that home needs a special, or that loan needs a special home. So we always want to have options, right? That's what we're all about here. We're all about flexibility, options, and as we'll talk about in a minute, we're all about non-QM, which is one of the reasons for that. So the next bullet point we go over here is our fully integrated POS, CRM, LOS. Most of you guys know what that means, but basically for us, what that means in simple terms is you, the loan officer, and your customer, the borrower, only have one place they have to go, right? There's one login, one website, one portal for everything start to finish. So a customer can start from a name, email, and phone number, just a general lead. Maybe they filled out a form on your website. Maybe their friend or family member, you put their name, email, phone number. We can then take them all the way through the quote, through the 1003, through the document gathering, through pulling their credit and uploading documents, all instantly within minutes or even seconds in some cases. So it all happens instantly. The customer doesn't have to go anywhere else to do anything. It's all integrated, and we do that with our APIs, right? So everything happens in our portal, but we still use the tools you guys are used to and love. However, we connect it with an API. So obviously we base everything on Encompass, but we don't want you guys to have to use Encompass. Kyle will show you how we manipulate it through our CRM on the back end, where our CRM is always connected to Encompass. Same thing with all these great tools that you guys are used to: Account Check, Meridian Link, CIC Credit is one of our partners that we use. We have our appraisals connected in where everything's ordered in one spot. Our Google AI that does our document reading, right, and generation. Optimal Blue for pricing. All the things you guys are used to are all plugged in and operated through an API through one login for you, one login for your borrower. Now, as we mentioned here, we have done this team in a few different models, and we feel that this is the best model. And we found that a lot of the other business models are lacking training and support. So that's really what we're all about. Jose will talk about what that looks like for him individually. But really, we are all about setting you guys all up and giving you the tools you need to succeed at all times, right? So our company is remote, so everything's going to be remote based. So we'll have our tools all available at the click of a button from our training center, our support center, all of our different resources. But then we also have our live trainings 5 days a week. We have different live trainings for our team to get into. Then we also have our live support, our live Zoom room, where you can get in there with some processors on our team that are in there from Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and can get you unstuck wherever you're stuck, right? So you're in there on Zoom, they can take over your screen, click the button, or tell you exactly what button you need to click in order to get unstuck on that file. So we're all about being remote and having everything at our fingertips at all time, whether that's through the software or through just some simple support mechanisms. Now, these other bullets don't really fit in a category. So these are the kinds of things that, again, just make us special. So let me go through line by line. One of the things that I love when I do loans is DSCR. So we are all about non-QM and DSCR. These are our business purpose loans for our investors, and we can do those in over 30 states, no matter what our licensing is, right? So a lot of different states allow us to do that. And then we are licensed in 22 different states for, any type of loans. So we pretty much have every state in the US covered through our system, right? We also have over 350 loan officers on the team. So if you guys don't have the license and you need it, you can still refer deals and make money. Kyle will talk a little bit more about how that works as well, but it's very important that we can expand our licensing footprint without actually having to get licenses in those states. We are all about leads. Kyle will show you guys how the leads actually work. There's all kinds of different sources, but at the end of the day, it's always on a 50-50 split. So there's all kinds of different places we're going to get leads for all of our team members. Wherever you get those leads, if we provide them for you, it's going to be a 50-50 split of whatever plan you're on. Very simple. If you do not have leads of your own, we want to set everybody up with leads. So we have a way to route your leads. If you already have a campaign, great. We'll stick them in our lead generating CRM system that can turn from name, email, phone number into complete loan applications with credit pull, just like that. And if you need to set up your own campaign, we have our campaigns we've spent hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars on over the years that will work for you. We can make exact copies of those and give you a high performing campaign. As I mentioned, we're all about training. So we have daily live trainings. We talked about that already. We have our team leader support calls. So that's really where Jose comes in. He'll talk about how that actually looks, where Jose can help you actually structure your deals and actually get that one-on-one help to get you unstuck on something that's actually, hard, right? The processors can get you unstuck on the simple things. If you need a one-on-one meeting, especially for like structure, that's where Jose and the team leaders come in. As I mentioned, we have our knowledge center. That's really where our partners can provide data. So we have over 100 different outlets, right? Whether it's a correspondent investor or our wholesale brokered lender partners, over 100 total, give us different resources. So we have our knowledge center, our support center with thousands of videos and resources, not only from us, myself doing loans start to finish, you guys can watch, Jose doing loans start to finish, you guys can watch, but also resources from our partners, right? So tons of different resources at your fingertips there. The CRM we talked about, Kyle will show you guys how that works, so we won't really talk about that too much here. I talked about how the 1003 is automatically generated, pushed through the API. But the final point is really important you guys understand. No monthly fees, no tech fees, no desk fees, no hidden fees. We're about to go into the compensation here. So what you see is what you get, right? We built all this software, thousands of lines of code of what we're building for you guys, just for us, that works exactly for us. And that way we're able to pass those savings on to you guys because we don't have third parties we're having to pay for different softwares and platforms. It's all built by us over these years. So what you see is what you get. Now let's get into the compensation here. Obviously, this is where the video will live. If you guys need to watch a replay of this, please feel free. But let's get to the compensation, what most people are here for. Let me scroll out just a tad so we can fit it. All right. We can fit it all there. Perfect. So most of you have probably joined for this. Hopefully this makes sense. These are our plans for our business model. They might be a little bit different than what you're used to. So hopefully I can make some sense here. Our goal here is to get everybody to senior loan officer. Obviously, that's what we want. We want to make sure people know how to use our system because it's very different. So our goal is to get you here. Once you're a senior loan officer, you're going to make 200 basis points on the stuff we're all used to, which is here the conventional non-QM. That's 2% commission for those of you who aren't familiar. There is different compensation for commercial and HELOCs and things like that. It's all roughly about the same splits. You'll see it there if you click the button and go ahead and apply. What's included with the senior loan officer, access to everything Kyle's about to show you, all our software and systems, unlimited company leads at a 50-50 split. So if a senior loan officer would take a company lead, they would make 100 basis points or 1% commission. So that's a simple 50-50 split. And very important here, the senior loan officers, once you guys know how to use our system and know how to wear two hats at the same time, the broker hat and the correspondent hat, very different way we operate. But once you do, you're going to be receiving those hot leads, those referrals, basically from our loan officer assistants and our junior loan officers. So the people that are just getting started need to work with our seniors in order to put those deals together. So they're going to be not only receiving the leads, they can get into new leads, but they also get those referrals, which are the best leads, right? Also, our senior loan officers can then move up to team leaders. So obviously growth opportunities there. And all of our plans, we have recruiting bonuses that are available. Now, how do you get to a senior loan officer? You simply close 6 loans. Very simple. We want to make sure you guys know exactly what to do, exactly what buttons to press. Our system is different than any other lender that's out there. So you do have to learn something new here. So we want to make sure you learn that system. So once you close 6 loans, you're going to be a senior loan officer. That's great. So you're going to start as a loan officer. You're going to make 150 basis points on those first 6 deals. Get those out the way. That's 1.5% commission for those of you not familiar with basis points, and that's on the conventional non-QM. Remember, click the link there, get the full comp breakdown on all the different types of deals, commercial and stuff. If you're interested in the splits there, it's pretty much the same. Now, what do our loan officers get? They're going to have access to all the stuff we talk about here in a minute. They're going to have access to our company leads in the auto dialer to generate new business. And any of those leads that we get to our loan officers are going to be at a 50-50 split, no matter which plan you're on. So a 50-50 split, if you use some of our company leads for those first 6 deals, no problem. You're going to make 75 basis points or 0.75 commission if you're on this plan. But no problem. We would love to fill you with leads and get you through and graduated to senior quickly. There are recruiting bonuses available, obviously, if you recruit some other people to the team. And the minimum production here, make sure you close 1 loan per month if you're a full-time loan officer. So just make sure that you're doing 1 loan per month. That way you're going to be a senior loan officer within 6 months or less, hopefully less, right? Now we have another plan, the junior loan officer plan. Basically, this is our plan for people who are not ready to sign the 1003 and are not full-time loan officers. We understand a lot of people get their license. They may have other part-time jobs, or they may be a realtor or some other industry participant. No problem. You can still participate and make great commission. But if you're not full-time, we want to make sure you stay as a junior loan officer until you're ready to do it full-time. So what are you going to still do here? You're going to still generate deals, and you're still licensed, and you're still able to use your license, and you're going to make some great commission. 75 basis points is still more than a lot of the call center type places that you guys might have been before. It's a great opportunity to learn the business. So if you're not ready to sign your life away on that 1003, if you're not taking it full time, you're not going to be available 24/7 when your client calls to close that deal, the most important deal they've ever done in their life, then you need to be a junior loan officer so that you can work with a senior loan officer, and you're going to refer that deal to a senior loan officer. You're still going to make 75 basis points, but that senior loan officer is going to know exactly what to do, exactly what button to press when, and most importantly, they're full time. They're going to answer the phone if something happens, right? So it's very important that if you're not full-time, no problem, you're licensed, you can still make money, you can still participate, you can still learn, but you're going to be a junior loan officer until you're ready to really take it full-time and go ahead and dive in. So our junior loan officers are still going to have access to the CRM, the POS, LOS, everything that you see. They're going to have access to our auto dialer leads, some of our cold calls and stuff. But the main goal here is you're going to refer deals to senior loan officers who know exactly what to do and really take this serious full-time and are ready to close your deals. Obviously, 75 basis points of something is better than nothing of nothing if you're not quite ready to do that deal, right? So we want to make sure we get the best for our customers. We give them to someone who knows exactly what to do, exactly when, and doesn't cost our customers any delays whatsoever in the deal. And you guys will learn every step of the way. You're going to help that customer. You're going to gather those documents. You're going to make those calls with your senior loan officer, and you're going to learn the process. You can go ahead and upgrade anytime to a loan officer when you're ready to sign that 1003 and ready to take it full time. This is also our no minimum production plan. So if you're not quite ready to do 1 loan per month, no problem. Start as a junior loan officer, learn the ropes, refer some deals, learn the process, learn the buttons, learn the systems. And then when you're ready, go ahead and jump in as a loan officer. So if you guys are ready, you can just click these buttons here. It'll take you to the plan. Just go ahead and sign up with some basic info. It'll give you the basic plan. You don't have to sign it. Just go ahead and check it out, and then you can take those next steps. But here we have some reviews and stuff. So right now, I'd like to pass it over to Kyle, who can actually show us a live demo of some of the behind the scenes. So you ready, Kyle?
Yes, I am. Thank you. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just going to share my screen here. Okay, so I will go over this in full, right, when we, when you come on board, but I just want to highlight a few things here in our system. So we have a CRM, as Nick said, pretty typical CRM here where you can take your notes and send your emails and texts. They pile up down here in chronological order. You can set reminders. You can put people on action plans, automated drip campaigns to text them and email them automatically over the course of years. All the good stuff that any CRM is going to have, right? But where we really get unique here is in our quoting system. So within a few minutes, without pulling somebody's credit or getting any documents, you can ask them 6 pieces of info, pop it here into our quoting system, instantly pull the rates through our Optimal Blue API and choose from all of our different programs. And within 2 minutes, you can spit out your client a nice quote like this. It sends them a text and an email, and they can see the different rate choices you've given them. They can see what these things mean. It pulls in the Google map. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, has the proposed loan info, gives them the breakdown of the taxes, insurance. All this happens automatically, estimated lender fees, and you are here as the loan officer, and you can also add a realtor to this. So your realtor partners, they absolutely love this, right? Because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them within a few minutes and start giving them multiple options, but you can attach them to the quote. So you're showing their clients, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Trust me, when you send quotes to your realtors clients and tag them, they're never going to want anybody else to quote their clients again, right? Because they're not sending these nice, pretty quotes, keeping the realtor updated, putting the realtor nice and pretty there on the page of the quotes, right? So great tool here. Now, the coolest part about this is that when the client is ready to move forward, they can click Start My Loan Application. What that does is takes them to create their borrower portal. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like here to the client. They can now start their loan application right here. They're 1003 in our system. They don't have to leave the page. We fully control the 1003. It's going to ask them what document types we need and prompt them to upload those right away. It's going to show them their loan info. They can see the milestone of where they are in their loan, and they can contact you and request rate updates right here through the system. So this is their borrower portal that they're going to see on their end. Now, let's go back to what you see on your end now as the loan officer. So now here on our back end, you can also help them fill out their 1003, right? You can help them upload documents. So you're seeing what they're seeing as well, right? And you can request documents. So you could say, hey, I actually need, 12 months bank statements. Now it's going to let them know we need 12 months bank statements. Click here to upload it in your portal. You could also say, you know what, this loan, it came in as a conventional, but we're going to change this to a self-employed VA loan. I'm not really sure what I need from them for a self-employed VA loan, but guess what? The system does, right? So now it's asking for what we need for that loan type, right? Now you can also request signatures and say, I need some type of document signed, save changes. Now it's going to prompt the client to sign it in their back end, and they don't need to leave the page, right? It just takes them through the API with our e-sign so they can sign it right there in their login without going to any other site. And you can request custom documents and say, I'm going to need this, whatever it is, and get those. So everything is here for you to use in the system. Now, once this client fills out this 1003 here, they are prompted to authorize to pull credit. So what happens is your client fills out the 1003, authorizes credit. We pull the credit instantly, automatically, and we pay for it up front. Not your client, not you. Of course, we'll be reimbursed at closing, but we take the hit if it doesn't close, right? We're going to pull that credit for you immediately. Then what's going to happen is you're going to be able to come into the Encompass API here. So we use Encompass. A lot of you are probably familiar with it, but instead of the old, slow, boring version of Encompass, we have the API here in our site, and you'll see with this loan, the client filled out the 1003 and authorized credit. And if I click Encompass API, it's going to pull up the actual Encompass here, and it's quick, it's instant instead of like the slow local version. And the 1003 info will already be in here. The credit will already be pulled and it will already be in here for you so that you are ready to go start originating this loan. You can also order the VOE, VOA, VOI in here with one click of a button through the APIs that we have. You can lock the loans, cancel the loans, change of circumstance, everything through here back in this system. So you see here how we can take a client from going to being a lead to then contacting them through the CRM, quoting them through the quoting system, gathering the 1003 and the documents here through the system as well, and then actually pulling the credit automatically, having it all in our Encompass API right here on the back end, so that when you log in, some of these clients can do most of this process themselves. We have files that come through where literally the whole process is already done, so that when the loan officer clicks Encompass API, they got a whole loan there ready to go, right? So take them from start to finish all the way through here. They have one login and you have one login, and everything is here inside of our system. So now let's talk about the actual leads and where the leads come from. So we showed you how we can take a lead from being a lead all the way to closing the loan here, everything inside of one system. But let's talk about where the leads come from in the first place. So first and foremost, the leads that we give you are going to be the Facebook leads. Those are the main leads that we're going to give you, which are from our Facebook campaigns, right? Where we advertise, people click on the Facebook ad, and then, you know, mainly for these special programs. And then that second, you are sent a text message so that you can claim that lead and call them within seconds. So those are our instant leads that are coming in. And I'm going to show you what they look like on one of my test profiles here. This is my real test account and real text messages that are coming in today for leads since this morning. So you'll see here, since this morning at 9:47, I got an investor purchase lead. I got a business purpose DSCR lead. Here's a team referral, meaning this was a junior loan officer that already called this lead and pre-qualified them to get all the information that they need and then sent it to me as a referral, right? We have trigger leads coming in that I can pick up. We have foreign national leads coming in here that I could have picked up. We have regular purchase leads. So all different types of leads here. This is just since this morning on my test account, right? So those are the leads that we're going to give you first and foremost. All day, you're going to be getting sent text messages with those leads to claim. The next way that we provide you leads is through our auto dialer. So you can use our auto dialer, call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. You can press one button to drop an automated text and email to them. So you can go through hundreds of people in a day, dropping automated texts and emails to them. And we provide you the leads. So we have all kinds of different leads in here, from purchase leads to trigger leads, all kinds of different leads in here to cold calls. There's always something in here for you to call. So you can always use the dialer. Again, you can call hundreds of people in a day. You just don't hang up your phone and you just go click, 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 right? Dropping those automated text messages and automated emails to them as well. So that's another way that we provide you leads. Another way that you can get leads to work in our system is to run a campaign. So under our advertising tab here, we have two different options here. For one, you could have us manage a campaign for you so that you can get those same leads that we're giving you from our Facebook ads that we know close. We can manage a campaign for you where we can copy that and spend your budget to get you your own leads. So not only are they going to only go to you to, bolster your pipeline, but they are also without a lead split, right? So if you want to do your own marketing campaign, we'll say, okay, we'll copy the campaign that we know that works and we'll just spend your budget on it. Those leads go to you and you don't have to pay a lead split on them, right? So you can kind of take it into your own hands, give yourself even more leads We'll still give you leads as well, but this is to get even more leads for yourself and without paying that 50-50 lead split on them. So a great example of when this works out is one of our loan officers, Nicole, who closed her first loan as a loan officer. First loan she ever closed as a loan officer, $1,060,000 loan amount, right? So her commission was $16,000 for the first check she ever received as a loan officer. She took the deal from somebody at another lender. It got denied. She got the client. She brought him here. Jose met with her multiple times and changed it from conventional, which they were trying to qualify them with, to profit and loss statement, one of our great non-QM products, and we were able to get the loan done. So her first check, $16,000. Now, it was from one of our leads, but it was one of the leads that came from the campaign that she purchased. So she saved $8,000 on that deal by purchasing her own campaign, right? So definitely worked out in her favor there. Definitely a way to get more leads in your pipeline and for you to not have to pay a lead split on those leads. So we can manage that campaign for you by just copying the campaigns that we already know that work, that we spend money on, and just spend your money on it, and those go to you at no lead split. Now, another way that you can work leads in our system is you can import them from any other lead source. So if you're buying leads from Zillow or Free Rate Update or a company like that, that's a legitimate lead source, we give you your webhook here. So you can take your webhook and use that to import leads in real time. So if you're buying leads from Zillow, you can hook up your webhook here, and that will shoot them into our CRM as soon as you get them from them, right? So that you get the text and the email, from us. And that way you can then call them, quote them, gather the documents, the whole thing in our system here. Just like any other lead that we give you, you would instantly get that lead and be able to contact them through our system. So whether you want to do your own, whether you want us to manage a campaign for you to get you more leads without a lead split, or you want to do your own campaign somewhere to get you more leads without a lead split, there's two options here. And obviously there's no lead split on them. And, anywhere you want to get them from, you could go, like I said, Zillow, wherever it may be. So you have all these different options, whether you want to have, us manage a campaign or you to manage your own campaign. You could also use your webhook here to do your own Facebook campaigns if you want to. Right? So all kinds of different ways here to work leads in our system. Every single way that we can give you leads and that you can work your own leads here, we have integrated into our system because we are all about leads. So to talk about the leads, I want Nick to touch on what kind of leads we get and why. So Nick is kind of the lead professional here. Nick and I own a marketing agency. That's actually before we got into loans. So that's actually how we got into the business, was being hired by a bank to do their digital marketing. And so really that's something that we specialize in. And Nick is kind of the master of that. He is certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate, certified by Facebook as a media planning professional, and certified by Google Ads as a Google Ads search specialist. And he's just been doing this for a long time, which is what really makes a big difference in the digital advertising world. So Nick, I want you to go ahead and let everybody know what type of leads we get and why, and then we will go ahead and turn it over to Jose to talk about support. Then we'll get into the questions.
Sure. Thank you, sir. So anytime we do ads for ourselves or anybody we're helping, we want to do something different, right? So for the last 4 or so years, we've set out to do something different. We're not going to do just regular refis or regular a paper, some people call it, right? We're not going to be just advertising to the typical client. We want to do something different and unique and the totally opposite, right? So instead of advertising, cookie cutter refis like everybody was doing for the last few years, that obviously worked for a while, and now they've fired tens of thousands of people, so the model doesn't work forever. We've built a sustainable model by targeting people that are different. So we're going to go after the people that are underserved by the big box retailers, right? We're going to go after the self-employed borrowers. We're going to go after the borrowers who may not have any employment even at all, right? They still are borrowers that we can help, right? We're going to go after the investors who make plenty of money, but obviously can't do a loan at the Rockets, who are going to go through 100 rental properties and do a cash flow analysis on 100 rental properties in order for them to get a primary home, right? So we're going to get these customers that are not being served by the big guys. We're going to offer them the products that we love, our non-QM stuff, all the stuff that's outside the box. Anybody can do conventional FHA, VA, USDA. What we're all about is alternative solutions and non-QM programs. So we want to get those customers in the door by showing them something that's unique, show them and give them the programs that are unique and fit their need, and then knock it out the park by teaching you guys that LOs how to do those programs, right? So we want to make sure we have the training set up for you guys. The example there of an investor that has 100 rental properties, we can do conventional loans for them still. We just have to do our analysis, right? So I want to teach all you guys how to do an analysis, and we'll use our Google AI, obviously, to get started on our tax return with 100 properties on a Schedule E. We can do it, right? It's just the big guys don't. We're going to teach you guys how to do it. And then that customer, that investor that has 100 property is going to be a customer for life, right? And we're going to refi dozens and dozens of properties over time because we took the time to serve that customer, right? So get the people that aren't being served, offer them the products that they didn't know exist, and most importantly, provide them service. And of course, our pricing is going to be good. We're not going to be different on any pricing. Our pricing is always 275. So that makes it real easy, right? If you have a customer that has a unique problem, we want to make sure we have a home for that loan, right? We have to have a solution for every borrower. So we want to make sure whether that's a brokered solution or we can do it ourselves in-house as a correspondent lender solution, we always need to have the same thing. So we're a 275 margin if it's in-house, 275 margin if you broker it. We don't mind which channel you use as long as we're helping our customers, right? So that's kind of the perfecta there of how we're doing this. At the end of the day too, if someone clicks on a bank statement loan, for example, self-employed borrower maybe got denied from a big box retailer, right? Clicks on our bank statement loan ad, thinks they need a bank statement loan, but it just so happens that maybe the big box retailer didn't go through the 1084 analysis like they needed to, right? But we will teach you guys how to do that. If they qualify conventional, we'll do it, right? But most importantly, we always have a backup plan, another option. We always have something non-QM to put them into. So very important that we do things different, we do things unique, and we teach you guys how to be different and unique. And that's really what makes us special here. We still do, as I mentioned, Kyle always wants me to say, if someone qualifies conventional, we still do conventional loans. We do plenty of conventional loans. I just closed one today. We do plenty of FHA loans. We do plenty of VA, USDA, all that kind of great stuff. But where we love to shine is having those solutions that nobody else has, which are outside the box, right? So does that do it for you there, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and just to list off too, the type of programs that we have, I mean, everything under the sun from, conventional FHA, USDA, VA to fix and flip, commercial, commercial land, ground up construction, everything, obviously, all the non-QM products like we talked about today, SBA loans. I mean, everything under the sun, if it's out there, then we have it because we need a home to put that lead. So with that being said, last thing here, let's have Jose talk about the support that we provide here, and then we will go ahead and get into questions.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I just want to backtrack a little then, Kyle, to what you were mentioning regarding the deal that Nicole did. That was a profit and loss deal, very complicated deal to do for your very first loan with us and possibly one of their first loans ever, right? Super complicated, but it is with the support meetings that we do for file structuring and then at file disclosure. I had multiple meetings with her, at least 3 or 4 meetings from the initial meeting where we analyzed the deal, realized that it had to be a P&L because of the issues with the bank statements and the tax returns. A couple more meetings as she obtained documentation to review, and then the file was submitted. All in all, with an appraisal transfer, those are very difficult on their own. That file closed in a little over 21 days. And it was because she worked very closely with us on that file to get the support that she needed to be able to cash in on that lead. And, within, 21 days, close her $1,056,000 loan and get her, 16,000 and change paycheck. That would not have been possible had she not received the support that she did from us to identify the deal, properly analyze and execute on the deal, and then be able to close. Throughout the process, she came across as a consultant to her borrower that, as you can imagine, was a very sophisticated borrower. And when that borrower was given a clear objective, that borrower was very collaborative. And one of the reasons why we were able to close quickly, but because we identified the issues and set the loan off to the proper trajectory. So very important to note that when you do join the mortgage calculator, you're not going to be left hanging out to dry on your own. The same concierge service that we have for our borrowers, we have for our team members. We will essentially hold you by the hand on those first few deals, or as long as you need to on those deals, until you graduate to a senior. And I mean, if you still want to meet with me as a senior, that's okay. I don't tell you you're a senior. I'm not going to help you structure your deals. But normally by the time that our MLOs become seniors, they're structuring their own deals. They're able to disclose their own files. And then if everything works out well, then they end up with their own team under them as well. So plenty of growth opportunities as well here at the Mortgage Calculators. We're not just looking for MLOs, we're looking for team members that can grow within the company and hopefully be future senior MLOs and team leaders. So looking forward to helping all of you structure your deals and close many loans at the Mortgage Calculator.
All right, thank you. So go ahead and drop your questions there in the Q&A, and I'm going to go over the next steps here. So the next step will be to go ahead and come to the website, which actually, Nick, could you drop that in the chat for me here? The website is themortgagecalculator.com/join. And what you're going to do is select a plan that's applicable to you, and it's going to take you to fill out a form. And then it's going to pop right up to the initial compensation agreement. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. Don't worry. You can still, it's going to send you an email. You can still check it out, take your time, read over everything. But when you are ready to move forward and you sign that initial agreement, that's what's going to kick off the rest of the steps, right? So once you sign that initial agreement, then we will send you all of the next onboarding steps, which will include getting your employment identification, sponsoring your license in the NMLS, and all that kind of good stuff. Excuse me. So that will be the next step there. So with that being said, let me go ahead. We can stop recording then, Nick, and we will go ahead and get into the Q&A.